Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing today? I want to talk about the Trinity. And what do I mean by the Trinity? Now, I don't mean the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, Yeah. I don't mean that Trinity. Or for the comedic folk, I don't mean Alsar, Set, and Hero. Let's see who picks that up. Um, nah, I'm talking about the Trinity of what I have in my books. In all of my books, because there's a common theme, and that trinity is body, charisma, and masculinity. And I thought about this the other day when I was somebody hit me up privately, and they were asking about techniques and stuff, what techniques I have. And I got a real problem with that whole technique thing because it's too left brained. It's too, who sent me some money? Okay. Um, it's too left brained. It's too step by step. Women by nature are chaos. They chaos, which means you can't deal with them in an orderly thing. What we think of as order, uh, is chaos for them. That's why a woman, she can be engaged with you. You could be with her for an hour. She's engaged with you for 59 minutes of it. But because you say one little thing, instant dryness, that last minute is like, she ready to go. That's not orderly. And some dudes be asking for step by step. Well, if I do this, this, and this, it don't work. That's why a lot of stuff don't work for dudes. They'll say, don't, if you wait a certain amount of time to call somebody or act like you busy or a bunch of other stuff, and then the woman lose interest. Or, it don't work. Or you do some step-by-step stuff. You say hi, somebody say, well, you say hi to in a certain way, you do this, and it still don't work. So I don't even focus on that. I don't even focus on that stuff. Now, that's not to say you might not have something that works for you. But see, what I focus on is a foundation that will work to the point it gets past programming. It goes through cultures, everything. Right? Goes through cultures and everything. Oh, I recognize her. I like the summertime because you see somebody in some short shorts. She's like, who's that? Oh, damn, girl. Been hitting that leg day. Anyway, my thing is I follow a natural blueprint. Now, it's funny. I had some troll on IG. He tried to talk some shit. Tried to say the stuff I was saying was fake. Or I'm hustling people. And I'm like, how can I hustle people? I don't give them any techniques or anything like that. What'd I tell you? How's it hustling you to tell you to hit the gym? Or develop your charisma? Or work on your masculinity? That's just some basic stuff. But see, here's the thing. If you work on that, you will develop a natural attraction, or women will have a natural attraction for you. Like, women have a natural attraction for bodies. Studies have actually shown this. Because there was a study, the Washington, I forgot where it was done. But it was, I was going to say the Washington Post, but they just reported on it. And they showed some women, some pictures of men, tops off, peeled off. And the women were going crazy over the bodies. And that's it. That's it. Male exotic dancers and gigolos know this. Guys on the street who walk around peeled off know this. So, but that's a natural thing. That's a natural thing. A woman's ovaries will pop. Even if, now, of course, there's always the culture and religion and class and all of that plays a factor. But that's still just within that group. But one thing, if you have that body, as long as it's a body that women like, because every woman got their, some women like stocky, some women like athletic, some women like thin. Shoot, you're good to go as long as it's what she likes. But it's a natural thing. It'll make her want to come over. She'll forget some of the artificial stuff and come over. But then I talk about charisma. Okay, she done walked over and stuff. So what you want to talk about? And charisma is really just connecting with another human being. See, that's what happens a lot on some dates. You might meet somebody and they look good, Or like Tinder. You know, Tinder is all physical. Tinder is all physical. So, you know, meet somebody, you swipe right or left. I don't really mess with Tinder. Whatever it is. And whatever it is to hook up. And y'all meet, but y'all can't talk to y'all don't have anything to talk about. Y'all don't make a connection. The thing about people with charisma, they can connect to another human being. This might be a longer video because I'm behind a truck that don't know how to drive. Dude, put that thing in the gear and go. Matter of fact, shit. Man, this be a messed up day. Some of those dudes be driving like they don't got no sense come through here. They be screaming. Probably drive on a like shoulder here. Anyway, you know, so that charisma, that's all about just connecting to the person. And then you get deeper into sexual charisma. That sexual charisma, now that's tougher to develop. Because it means it gets past, actually sexual charisma can make someone look better than they actually do. Like they can be maybe 20 pounds overweight. They could be not like the height that women say they want, you know, and maybe an average face. But if they got sexual charisma, that bumps them up about 3 points. And sexual charisma, it's just a way of connecting to somebody, for a man connecting to a woman in such a way that it opens her up sexually, that it gets her comfortable. Now, I talk about that in my book, Sexual Chemistry, how to really get them comfortable and stuff. I mean, and that's actually the key thing with charisma, or being cool. Because a lot of dudes, when they're talking to women, they got, I mean, because of past hurt and stuff, they got so much animosity. Yeah. Oh, man. Ray Pumpkin is trying to teach me patience. Anyway, they'll have so much animosity, they don't come across as charismatic or cool. Like, if you notice, a lot of dudes who are real players, real ladies' men, they're actually cool people. They ain't everybody be calling them jerks. They're cool people. Talk to you, say, hey, what's up? And but people don't get that. When you see people who lack that charisma, ain't even so much they introverted, is they just not friendly. They not cool with people. And I'm telling you, that's a big thing. Watch what I do here. Anyway, you know, but you gotta have that. Now, the more you have that, the better. Now, then that third thing, and see, that's something, the third thing people don't talk about. Like, you get those people talking about looks, money, and status. But here's the problem. A man can look good, he can have money, he can have status, but if he behaves in an effeminate manner, the woman ain't gonna want to fuck him. She might want to gold digger. No, I take that back. The only woman who would want to fuck him is a masculine gold digger. One of those women coming up, hey, how you doing? Shit. Be more of a man than the dude they trying to get at. And even some of them don't really like it. Yeah, I get a lot of stories from some dudes hitting me up privately talking about some bull dyke hitting them up. Because even they, if you understand just the natural process of sexuality, they still got that part of them that wants to be a woman. But that masculinity part, and see, that's actually a big issue in society overall. That's why, you know, that one time I really lost it was on here. People might remember I was ranting about that whole toxic masculinity thing. And one problem out here, there really is a war against it. There really is a war against masculinity. But war or not is necessary for nature, because the masculine way brings order. It'd be total chaos if the more masculinity disappeared, the more chaos it'd be out here. And then the same people screaming toxic masculinity would be like, hey, we need some men out here. That's why I get pissed about it, because it's just like, I don't care what your political philosophy is. You can't violate the laws of nature. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what your religion is, what your political philosophy is, how politically correct you want to be. The masculine nature is to bring order, to bring structure. And if that loses, the same people screaming toxic masculinity, especially a lot of like people, women who call themselves feminists, men who call themselves feminists, y'all wouldn't be able to operate. That's just the fact of the matter. Y'all wouldn't be able to operate. But on a personal level, all men need to have that. Like I always talk about men having boundaries and men being assertive and aggressive. That's masculinity. But you'd be surprised how many men don't have that out here. Well, actually, I might not be surprised. In fact, really in this space, a lot of what people want, they think they want game, but really they want their masculinity. You know? So if you kind of have that energy by itself could actually turn on a woman. Like any one of those three can turn on a woman. Any one of those three. But if you got all three to its highest degree, only time you're without a woman is when you like say, look, I don't feel like being bothered. That's the only time. And that's what my stuff is all about. So when I talk about just having regular conversations, just talking to people, that helps develop your charisma. And then being like for the sexual side of the charisma thing, just being comfortable with your own self sexually. There's a whole lot of men because of society, religion, a whole bunch of stuff ain't really comfortable with their own sexuality. They're really not. You know, they not comfortable. They got performance anxiety and everything. To have sexual charisma, you gotta be comfortable who you are as a man, and you comfortable with your sexual urges. Don't apologize for them. The human race, none of us would be here if our fathers and our ancestors didn't have those sexual urges. None of us would be here. Not one person can look at this and say they would be here if their ancestors, which I have millions really, hadn't said, hey, damn, she look good. Man, she got a fat ass though. Or the woman looking at him like, yeah, he can get it. If that shit didn't happen. So be comfortable with it. I mean, of course you want to like be able to not so much suppress it, but just be able to direct it. You want to direct it. That sexual energy is like a horse. Like people who follow me know I talk a lot about sexual transmutation. If you learn how to really harness that energy, boom. But don't suppress it. Don't artificially suppress it though. But if you can have that, that's why a lot of the players, they might just have sexual charisma, that energy. And we've all seen people who don't look, quote unquote, like society say a person should look, but they had that energy. So that's a big part of my stuff, especially if, you don't have those, like that aesthetic body that people like. Even though I still tell you, just have your best body and somebody gonna like it. But that sexual charisma and then just being masculine, trust me. You won't be there. Now, just to be clear on the masculine part, just having a job don't make you masculine. Women have jobs. They don't make them masculine. And a lot of women doing the same jobs as men. But are you assertive? Are you protective? Are you a hunter? Are you a warrior? And even when I talk about the house of the man, even the warrior and the hunters that's strong masculine energy. The eagle is a predator. And even a healer actively heals. So, I mean, that's just the man. Now, the more you tap into the man, boom. Now, as far as what I teach, all I'm doing is just breaking down different aspects of all of that. When I talk about social stuff, that goes into your charisma. When I talk about the body game, that's obvious. When I talk about masculinity and talking about business and making shit happen, that's the masculinity. That's why even in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I'd say every man should develop like a business or something he controls, even if he works for somebody else, like one shit he controls. Or even when I say work on your craft, that's a masculine thing to develop your craft, whatever it is. So that's me. I don't fuck with techniques, because I'm going to tell you what. I remember a woman I dealt with for a few years, like recently. I got her. I ain't use a technique or anything. I ain't doing anything special. I was on my day job, just on a couch or like a easy chair, recliner, some whatever it was, napping. That's where she said she saw me. She said she wanted to get in that chair with me. Because when I met her, then it was like, oh, okay. And then people who follow me a long time know the inside joke is like eating some buffalo wings. And I've said that on here. I said, shit, I used to have a lot of women. I'd be in a club or something, eating some buffalo wings, chilling. But see, it wasn't about no technique or anything. I wasn't constantly thinking, oh, I'll meet these buffalo wings and women coming. It was just the energy. It was the energy, built, you know, comfortable with who I am sexually. Shit, I don't apologize for looking at a fat ass. I ain't gonna apologize and say I'm looking. And when I meet a woman, yes, I look her up and down. Now I don't say anything, and she might feel whatever way, but shit, I ain't gonna apologize for recognizing that she's beautiful or sexy. As far as masculinity, shit, I had to, I had to handle business since I was 7. I was one of those kids. I ain't have a childhood, so you know, it's like boom. It's just about a state of being, no technique. Don't think about it, just be. You following me, you gotta be to that point where you walking down the street and some woman pulling up on you. So anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.